Throughout my time on Teachers Pay Teachers, I have tried a lot of different things in order to promote my resources. I've done Pinterest, I've done blogging, I've done YouTube, and I've done social media and Instagram, and each of them have been successful in different ways, some more successful than others. But what I've learned after 3 years, I want to say, I don't know, however long I've been on Teachers Pay Teachers, is that the best marketing strategy is to start with a good description. So today we're going to talk about all the things that should be in your TPT description and a couple of things that are kind of optional. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like and the subscribe button. Like helps other people like you find it, and subscribe helps you to know when the next videos come out, especially if you hit the little bell, then you get notifications. Just a heads up. All right, so for your TPT descriptions, this is the stuff you are writing as you put your resource up. I have like a little bit of a formula for how I do mine, and I wanted to share it with you because it's very helpful and it makes it a lot easier when you know already what you're going to do. So first of all, if you're like, but Becca, why are my descriptions that important? No one reads the descriptions anyway. They are so important. Part of your description is very important for SEO. If you don't know what that is, it is search engine optimization, and it's basically how TPT connects people who are searching for things with your product. So TPT is looking for certain words that people are searching for. So if someone is searching for fractions activity and you have fractions activity in your description, then TPT is gonna be like, oh, hey, this is relevant to what that person's looking for, and you're more likely to get seen by that person. So really easy way to think about it. And number two reason why descriptions are important is I'm going to quote one of my favorite people, and that is Zig Ziglar from the book, The Secrets of Closing the Sale, which I will link down below. And that is, most of the time, people say no because they don't know enough to say yes. That means that they looked at your product and they were like, I'm not totally sure what this is, or I'm not totally sure that this meets my expectations, so they didn't purchase it. If they land on your product and your description convinces them that they need that resource, then they're going to buy it. So if you are finding, especially that your conversion rates are really low, then if you're finding, especially if your conversion rates are really low, which you can check by going to your menu and clicking product statistics, and it's that little percentage. If it's at like 1 or 2%, then you really want to work on your descriptions to try to convince people. Your description is where you convince people to buy your product. You convince them that they need to have your product. So if you're not convincing them, you're not doing your job. So let's talk about the formula for descriptions. The first 3 lines are super important. This is called the snippet. This is what shows up in search. Like when you search for something, it shows up actually like right there, like there's the cover, the title, and then like 3 lines. It also is where TPT pulls the keywords from. So like I said, if someone's searching for fraction activity and you have fraction activity in those first 3 lines, then TPT's can be like, oh, good, this is about fraction activities. I'm gonna show it to that person. So your first 3 lines should have lots and lots and lots of keywords that people would be searching for that are relevant to your resource. So I teach music. So if I was maybe posting like my Starlight Starbright activities, I would put things in the snippet like elementary music lesson. I would put quarter and eighth notes because those are the rhythms that we go over in that. I would make sure I put the title in there so that people know what the song is. I would put the grade, so I would say either first grade or second grade or probably both. And I would put like Google Slides activity because all of those things are in there. That way, if someone's looking for, you know, second grade Google Slides activity music, then my resource is a lot more likely to pop up because I have all those words in the snippet. That being said, you are writing for real humans, which means that you want to make sure that you are writing in a way that makes sense. We are not keyword stuffing. If you don't know what keyword stuffing is, go on Etsy or go on Amazon and search for literally anything and you will see it, because the titles will be like, if my resource was on there, it would be like Starlight Starbright activities, Starlight Starbright lesson, Starlight Starbright second grade lesson, second grade lesson for music class lesson for second grade. That's keyword stuffing, and TPT will ding you. They do not like that, and also people don't like that when they read it. So make sure your first 3 lines are coherent sentences so that it makes sense, but also that they are things that people would be searching for and stuff like that. So after that first 3 lines, I take the next sometimes few paragraphs to really describe my resource in depth. So I'll talk about exactly what is in my resource, how many pages it has, how many questions it has, all of the different things. You know, if it's like a slideshow, then I'll say, you know, oh, it has the song lyrics, it has the song with the rhythms, it has the stick notation, it has the rhythms broken down so you can practice the rhythms on different slides, it has this activity, it has that activity. And I'm gonna lay literally everything out for the people who want to know everything before they purchase, because there are some people who are like that. Do make it coherent, so like make it separate paragraphs and stuff like that, but just like lay everything out on the table, tell them exactly what they're getting so they're not surprised. Tell them what grade you're using it with, tell them maybe how long it takes, tell them why it's a great activity. All of those things can go in your like little middle paragraphs. If it's a Google Slides activity, then you might want to like explain a couple of things, like do the kids need a separate copy, or is it intended for you to show on your smartboard? Like what are the things that you're doing in that way? After that, I go for bullet points for the people who are skimming. Your bullet points are going to be the most important parts of your resource. So you want to make sure that you say in bullet points what's included, how many pages, like that sort of stuff. Pretty much what you just said, but much more concise. Because some people want to read every little detail and know everything about it, and other people just are skimming and they're like, oh cool, it has 12 pages, awesome, let's get it. That's why that's really important to have both options so that you're not missing anything from either buyer. After that, you want to link some related products. This is where you can kind of upsell people and say like, oh hey, if you like this, then you might also like this. So for my Starlight Starbright activities, I'm going to also link other activities that go over the same concepts, or maybe my other like star and planet and moon themed activities, or especially like bundles where maybe that's included, or maybe it's not even included but it's similar to them, so that people are like, oh hey, she also has this resource, cool, I'm gonna buy that too. You know, they're already in that mind frame of I'm here to buy something. So if you have those extra things there, then that's going to make them more likely to want to click on them. So those are the things I would say are like must do's, and the next couple ones are going to be optional. So you don't have to do them, but they are helpful in different ways. So the first optional one is to put your follow link in there. So your follow link can be found in your dashboard. It's like up at the top, and your follow link literally means when people click on it, it automatically makes it so that they're following you. So this will help to grow your followers on TPT. So you can say like, follow me to know about the new resources or something like that, and put the link, and then people can click there and remember to follow you, because they might not remember to do it like underneath your name because it's kind of small, but if it's like in what they're reading, then that might help as well. Again, I mentioned in a recent video that follower count is not a huge deal, and it's really not the best place to invest your time, but if you're just putting, you know, like the follow link, it's not a big deal and it's not going to take a lot of time. So that is one way if you are thinking you want more followers on TPT, which again isn't a big deal, but I get people that ask me all the time, so I wanted to throw that out there. You could also put a link to your email list. So this is something I do. I always say like, would you like some free resources? Here's a link to my email list, because that's going to allow me to sell to those people later on, which is going to bring more money to me. That's weird. I'm getting a phone call. Where were we? I don't remember. I think we talked about email list. I don't know. Put your link to your email list there so that you can sell to people more. Anyway, moving on, the next thing you can do is link your social media accounts. So same kind of thing, you can link your social, you can link your YouTube, your blog, those kind of things, because they help you to promote your products more and help you to, you know, get people into your universe so that you can then sell more, which I feel like sounds kind of bad, but I mean, really that's the point. So those are things you can put in there. I have both my email list and my like links to all of my social media and stuff like that, so that I can, you know, gain at least a couple more people that way. And the last optional thing you can do is to remind people about leaving reviews in order to get credits. So you might not even know this. If you leave a review on products you have paid money for, so not on free products, but on products you purchased, then you actually get credits on TPT, which allow you to get like basically, you know, money off, which is wonderful and what we all want. So you can use that in order to get a little bit of money off. You can put that in there, so that'll encourage people to leave reviews. They might not even know that, so it just lets them like be aware of that, which makes them again more likely to leave a review, and just kind of thinking about reviews as they are shopping. All right friends, so that is why descriptions are super important, and also all the things that you should be including with some bonuses. Now if you're like, Becca, that's a lot of work, I know this is a lot of work. One of my favorite new quotes is from Emily Karst, who is at Joyful Noise Teaching, and she was on my podcast the other day. I'll link the episode down below. We had like a podcast interview with her, and she said, if it seems like a lot, that's because it is a lot. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be using that until my dying breath, because it is a lot. And like, it should be, because this shouldn't be easy, because if it was easy, everyone would do it, you know? So the more effort you put into your descriptions, the more people are able to find you, and also the more people know about your product, which makes them more likely to purchase, and also more likely to be happy with their purchase. This is the biggest thing I tell people when they say like, what do you do with a bad review? I always say, look at your description and see if there's any discrepancies, because a lot of times people will say like, oh, I thought it was gonna have more pages, or oh, I thought it was gonna have this, or oh, I was expecting something different. And so if you can add those things into your descriptions, like even if you get a bad review and it says like, oh, I thought it was gonna include this, you might wanna go in your description and make sure that it doesn't say anything that makes it sound like it does have that, or you might wanna go in your product and make sure that you explain that. One thing I have found personally is with my Google Slides products, sometimes you use them by clicking present, and sometimes you use them in edit mode, so without clicking present. And I've had many people send me messages on ones where you're supposed to like drag things or type in things, and they're like, I can't type in the Google slide. And I'm like, because you're in presentation mode. And to me, that seems just so obvious. Like, obviously you can't type or drag things in presentation mode, but I get that so often that now every time I do a Google Slides resource, I will say in the description whether it should be, you can make it view only, they only need to see the presentation, or make sure everybody gets their own copy so that they can all fill it out and turn it in. Just making those little distinctions has really helped people to at least stop asking me about why they can't edit their presentation. Because again, sometimes things are obvious to you, but they're not obvious to other people. All right, friends, so I hope this video was helpful with your descriptions. Descriptions are super, super, super important. Seriously, the longer I've been on TPT, the more I'm like, the most important part of your product is your description and your cover and your title and your preview. So I'm trying to impart that wisdom on you, because if I had known that 300 products ago, it would have saved me a lot of time, because I, you know, could have done that to my other products and then not have to go back and do it now. So make sure you get those descriptions like ironed out. Even if you haven't been doing that, just start from now on, and maybe when you have time, you can go back and edit the other ones, but this will make a big difference. I promise. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, click the like and the subscribe buttons down below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.